Hey guys, it's X666X Iron Maiden. Today we're back with some more live Nightwish from Buenos Aires. This is Ghost Love Score. Alright, I should specify this is 2018, because I always forget that there's the 2012 one, because my initial reaction was to Wacken. And I didn't. I think it was anyway, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I did the Wacken performance. And this time, like I said, I was going to continue with this live DVD. Sorry, it's taking a while to get back to it. There's a lot of new releases. It's making it a lot harder to come back to Nightwish to do these songs, just because we already know them. So I figured you guys wouldn't mind waiting just a little bit longer and spacing them out a little bit. So this was the second song I ever reacted to of Nightwish, technically, but it was the Wacken performance. The first one was Poet and the Pendulum, which would have been nice to do if they had done it on this tour, but they didn't, just to, make a big, the big rewind, basically. It seems so long ago now, too. It was a few years ago now, the first time we reacted to Nightwish. And it actually doesn't feel that long ago, it still feels fresh, and like I had just made it, but it's really been a few years already. So man, the community that I've come to know through Nightwish and stuff like that, and I like the Discord group, is always around as well, which I still am active in here and there, whenever I have the chance to be on there. So, enough about that. This performance says 14 minutes 5 seconds. As expected, it's a little bit of a longer track. It's not their longest, so let's get into it and I'll stop rambling. So obviously we'll be comparing the differences between the two to a certain degree, since I already know the song. But I am curious the progression. So obviously, we have a different drummer this time around too. This time it's Kai that's doing it. So there is at least one difference. Plus, I'm trying to remember. Troy wasn't with them on stage during a Wacken performance either. So if Troy comes on stage and plays, and if they do anything different with Troy, I know a few of the songs have been performing them a little differently just because Troy's on stage with them, and they do the same parts just with some of his instruments. I'm also curious about that as well. Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. That's like some of my biggest things is that. Alright, here we go. So already, vocal track not mixed as well as Wacken. That's just my opinion. It's also, I think this might be ripped. It's not an official release from Nightwish. It is someone else uploading it, so it could also be their upload as well that's kind of mixing it. But I'm finding her voice isn't as clear here, and not from her, but from the mix itself. So that could it could just be the YouTube, re-uploading a DVD version. You guys let me know in the comments. I know you guys will have the correct answer on that. That's just what I'm thinking it is. It's probably YouTube, but is possibly the actual mix. You guys let me know in the comments. I'll be paying attention to that. Also, already a difference I'm noticing with Kai on the kit compared to Vakken is that I really, really miss seeing Jukat on the drums for his showmanship. Only for that, though. Other than that, it's great. Like, sound quality, the way he plays is fine. But the showmanship, really, I'm just picturing in my head watching him do what he does. It's just, I kind of miss seeing that for the live performance. Also, I didn't wear the Winter Sun shirt on purpose because I was checking out, a relevant musician to this group. I just realized I'm wearing my Winter Sun shirt today. It's not in relation to watching Kai play with Nightwish, just actual coincidence. Let's continue. That bass fill was interesting. I'm not going to pause it, but the way she did the note here, really enjoyed that. Compared to Vakken, again, a little bit of comparison, the way she bended it low and then back up. Nice touch at the end, just to change it up from last time. I love that they added in wind instruments here, probably because with Troy being with them all the time now. Pretty sure those are new. Unless my ear deceives me. Crowd interaction's great. And before it kicks off, I really love that it's just that single candle on the background. It was just the whole bunch, and they went down to one for the section, and it's just like, just that low light setting, nothing too fancy. Like in like the Vakken one, it's just lights down, but here they have this candle, and I just feel like it fits the circumstance so much. This is a part of the song too where like it feels like with the band gone that there's not as much to appreciate, but I really do appreciate this part. I feel like this part live, I could just stand there and close my eyes, and I'd just be it'd be so calming to hear this part live. I know there's going to be some of you, even out of the Nightwish group, that'll probably comment here to have seen them and confirm this to me, that that's the feeling you can get. Because I feel like nowadays I get seats. I don't stand out in the crowd. I usually get seats on the side close to the stage, so I don't have to fight to see over people. I'm not a tall guy. I think that also has to do with me wanting to sit down a lot. Plus, I enjoy sitting down now, not completely obliterating myself. I usually have to drive like 9 hours to go see live bands, and I usually only have the day to drive, go to sleep, next day to kind of check out the city, go to a show, go to sleep, get up, drive home. So that could also have something to do with it, but being able to sit on the side and sit down and then just close my eyes during this part just seems like it would be so amazing to do that. Please confirm that to me. I'm sure I'm not the only one that would want to do that or has done that. Let's continue. We all know what's coming up. Nice touch. So I wanted to listen to more of the song before I comment on this. Some people will probably want to kill me for saying that, and I'm going to clarify this after to get confirmation from some of you that it could mean something else, but her vocals seem off the show on this particular song. I know she's playing a lot with her styles on this one compared to what I heard in the last one, but she sounds very breathy here. I'm curious where they are in their set. I know obviously they're playing in South America. She's used to more of a northern hemisphere. It could also be I know a lot of people when they switch hemispheres, stuff like that, sometimes it can also be different climates, so they have a harder time. I know vocalists have to pay attention to that on tour. Some people don't know that, but when traveling and moving to different continents and different hemispheres, it can really mess with your breathing. This could be further in their set, but she sounds very breathy throughout this song, like she's almost out of breath and trying to catch her breath a lot. It's not as fluid as I'm used to hearing from the Vakken version, or even the other one as it is one from 2012. Maybe it's just me. I know like I said, I know she's playing with like the song a bit more here than what I'm used to hearing. Obviously, 'cause you get comfortable with the song. I understand playing with it live, I'm completely fine with that part. But it does sound like she's breathy at a lot of parts, and I'm just curious if that has anything to do with it, or if she was maybe possibly not feeling great at this time that I'm unaware of. Just let me know. Maybe it's just me too, like it could just be me just being so used to another version as well that it just sounds like that, and that's what my brain's picking up and it's not actually happening. plenty of factors could be involved in that, but yeah, let me know, because it just sounds a little breathy throughout the song. Not all the parts, but some of these parts it comes off that way. But it could also be a stylistic thing too, that she chose to do that, and it just sounds weird to me because, again, I'm used to the other versions. She was very like sudden stop on those a little bit more than Vakken 2, which is even more staccato than usual, which was cool as well to hear that little difference. And it even seemed like she slightly switched up a couple of them, just slightly, just to have a slight different sound to them, which was interesting as well. That part, just wanted to point that out. That was cool. Pause it right now, right? We're gonna let it finish. There we go. Kai showing some of his chops that I'm used to hearing. There's more technical side a little bit there. Oh, it's the end of the show. That makes more sense.
We are going to die, and that makes us lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they are never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place, but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Sahara.
I love that they're ending shows with this because I love hearing him say that.
Scientists greater than you. We know this because the set of possible people allowed by our DNA so massively exceeds the set of actual people. In the teeth of these stupefying odds, it is you and I, in our ordinariness, that are here. We privileged few who won the lottery of birth against all odds. How dare we whine at our inevitable return to that prior state from which the vast majority have never stirred?
Poor Troy didn't even get to play on stage for the last song of the night. Alright. Just wanted to make sure we weren't going to miss anything. That seems to be about it. Alright. That was a long time without pausing. I didn't realize it was going to be... I didn't realize it was the end and that was going to be that long, so I wasn't stopping. I knew better than to stop, just in case. She nailed the Floorgasm note better than any of the other ones I've heard at this show. That was a very, very great choice of the stylistic. The style that she went for on it this time was really well done. Now that I see it's the end of the show, I think that's where I might be noticing the breathiness. If it was the end of the show, that makes more sense, because even someone like Floor, you know, she's going all out a lot on these shows. It catches up to you by the end of the night, you know what I mean, to a certain degree. And I think a lot of people in that crowd wouldn't have even noticed. I'm here sitting at home with a very good pair of studio headphones, and someone who's been listening to music and mostly heavy metal for a long time, and I really appreciate music and all that. I'm just really good. My ears just seem to be really good at picking up those little things. So it might even just be me. I don't know. But I feel like I have to go back on that because I feel like someone's going to pick at me for it. But hey, that's what I'm here to do, is give my opinion on what I felt about it. So unfortunately, that was there. I always hate when there's critiques when it comes to bands that I like, because I always feel, especially bands like this where they're so well loved, because I feel like people are going to hate on me for it. But that's not. But I want to be truthful to you guys every time. I hate lying about the reaction just to get views and make it sound like it's all good. If I hear little things in there that I think sound a little, off, I'm going to say it. But overall, it's an amazing performance of Ghost Love Score. I love the stylistic changes they took into it to make it sound a little different from the last time hearing it, because that's the kind of things you look for as a fan when you go see a band live. Like I've seen Iron Maiden twice. It's one of my other favorite bands, in case you haven't seen. I've seen Devin Townsend 3 times, which would basically be tied for Iron Maiden for my favorite band. of all time, the Devin Townsend Project, and just Devin Townsend in general. I shouldn't even just say Project. Project had some of my favorite performances he's done so far, but he hasn't been he hasn't stopped that long from having the Devin Townsend Project, so we haven't had a really big chance to get a bunch of music out. But yeah, every time I've seen them live, there's stylistic changes and stuff to everything going on, and it's just a breath of fresh air as a fan, because it gives you something new, even though it's something familiar. It's just a really nice touch. I really enjoyed they did that. Marco throwing in that crazy bass line there, where I mentioned it in the song right after he did it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That was definitely different from what I'm used to. I wasn't expecting that. I imagine he was probably looking at someone laughing when he did it, because it felt like one of those moments in the band where like you're just trying to make someone else laugh and you just do it. And the camera wasn't on him, so I don't know. But I just feel like that would have been like one of those moments, because that's what I feel like I would have done. Be like, oh, look at me! This still sounds good, but it's different. Overall, sounded really well done. I was kind of hoping Troy was going to be in there as well. You know, I really love Troy. Troy's one of my favorites. And Kai on drums. You can definitely feel the difference between him and I think is it Juka or is it Yuka? I'm always bad with that. So either or, whichever it is, go with that. Whatever one I said was right, we'll forget I said the wrong one. You can really tell the difference between them, and I think it's more of a. It's so hard. I find it so hard to explain. There's just a certain atmosphere change is the best way to say it. Just in their playing styles, the way the sound. Because when it comes to drums, it really comes down to the playing style of the drummer that decides the sound that you're going to get. I think that's why it's so hard to explain the difference between drummers when you're trying to explain it in detail. It literally comes down to playing style with the slight changes. Like, Kai seems to be more like hit the note I need to hit and then come off of it right away to go to the next one I need to hit. And this is generalizing it. It's more than just that, but the most basic that I can think of it. And then going back to Yuka Juka, I'm going to say both that way. One of them's got to be right? It's more of a feel type thing, you know, like he's not just trying to hit the note that he knows he wants to hit. And I shouldn't say wants to hit. So, because again, I'm not saying that Kai is trying to hit what's on paper for this song. He's still playing his own style, but like he knows in his head what he's going to hit next, and he's very like on it. The other way around with the feel, I feel like he's feeling out some of them, and it just gives it a little bit of a different sound. You know, like it's not like, oh, I have to hit this, then this. Sometimes he's like, okay. And his hand movements are more not as literal, like on. And I think that's where the feel change comes between the two of them. Because it feels a lot more... And when I use the word technical, I guess the reason I use the word technical when I'm talking about Kai is because that style of like, I have to hit this note and be dead on is a very technical drummer kind of thing to a certain degree, especially with prog drummers. Because you are playing a lot of notes and a lot of complex things, so it's something that I like to associate with that in a very clean, like hearing everything going on kind of thing. And I think that's the main difference. But he did, and he showed it a lot on the last big part, which I like to call the big rock ending, probably because I played a lot of rock band growing up. That they do at the end of Ghost Love Score. His fills there is a good example. Compare it to both of them. It sounds more like there's that one section where it goes really fast, and it kind of reminded me of like Winter Sun for a sec, because in that style he goes really fast, a lot of double kick, and he did that there, and it kind of made me think about that as well. So it was a good example anyway. So anyway, this video is a long ass bastard of a video, so I'm gonna cut it off there. I've pretty much covered everything else going on here was basically about the same, with just a few changes, you know. Thomas played the parts the way they're supposed to be played by him. It always sounds fantastic. And Poo nailed his guitar part as well. He even added in a little bend of the note at the end of his guitar solo, which again was another nice stylistic change, slightly differently from before. So yeah, man, another great version of Ghost Love Score. hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to be notified when I drop new videos. And as always, you guys have a good one, and I'll catch you later.